Who are you? What will your obituary say about you when you die? What will it say? Try to write it. Try to write your obituary. Get a different kind of Hello, everybody. It is January 2nd, 2022, and we have all made it past the first day of the year. I know a lot of us have probably messed up our New Year's resolution already. I know I messed up one of mine, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it was, but I messed it up. Kind of like my hair messed up a little bit, y'all, but don't even worry about it. So today we're gonna touch bases on chapter 2 of the Relationship Bible for Married Men Only. If you have the book, then you could follow along. If you do not have the book, the link is below. The Relationship Bible, ebook, you can get it, download it, follow along. If you want a hard copy, a paperback rather, then the link is below as well to Barnes & Nobles. You can order it there. Also, you can Cashapp me at KellieKel. If you have an Android, put your email in the notes, and if you have an iPhone, put your phone number in the notes and I can send it directly to you. It is $20 per copy, so when you cash out, make sure you send $20. So if you guys are ready, like I'm ready to hop into this second segment of creating your own narrative with For Married Men Only, then let's get it. Welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is KellieKel. I'm an author, an artist, social media influencer, a life coach, and pretty much the voice of reason for the men. Again, if you don't have my book to follow along, The Relationship Bible for Married Men Only, the link is down below in the description. You could go ahead and download the ebook really fast and then log back in so that you can follow along. All right, so we are at chapter 2 of the book, which is creating your own narrative. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? That's like the number one question that I feel like everybody needs to ask themselves. Who are you? Like, do you know? You know, are you pretending to be somebody you're not? That's the number one question. You can't expect to conduct a healthier, happy relationship in life or love if you do not know yourself. If you do not have an identity, if you don't know who you are, it's dangerous when going into a relationship, and I'll tell you why. Before I tell you why, make sure you click that subscribe button. Subscribe. Go ahead, click the subscribe button. All right. So, if you don't have an identity going into a situation, you know what's going to happen, right? You're going to adapt the identity of your partner. And that's not a good thing either, because I have not met one person, not one single person that was satisfied with their position in life and not open and willing to and wanting and yearning to grow more. I've never met somebody that was like, I'm done right here. It's over right here. Not one person. So you have to know who you are, because if you go into a situation and you don't know who you are, that person is going to create that narrative for you. And then you adapt you would take on the identity of that other person, right? So that other person is desperately trying to grow from the person that they are when you met them. You're adapting the identity of that person. And then now what happens is they grow from being that person And you two are no longer compatible at this time because you didn't know who you was. You went ahead and was just like, okay, let me put on your mask. Oh, I look like you. I smell like you. We like the same thing, so I'm you. I'll just be you. No, because they don't even want to be them. And then you really... Okay, so too many people go through life adapting the identities of those around them. They're always willing to replicate and live vicariously through others' successes, but never willing to create their own. These are the people that will, you tell them something good about you, they have something better, but never did nothing at all. They're adapting identities of those around them. They're going to fit in. If you say you're this great, hey, I think I'm this great too, so I'm this great. You say you're an apple, although I'm a pear, I must be an apple. Make it make sense. Okay. They're unsure of whether it's success or failure that they're afraid of. The worst thing a person can do is to enter into a situation with no identity because once it's said and done, they've adapted the identity of their partner. This makes detachment more difficult for them. The idea that they are no longer wanted, needed, or desired becomes nearly impossible for them to grasp. Okay, so pretty much it's like when a person adapts the identity of somebody else, when that somebody else leaves them, then it's like, oh, how could you leave me? How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? How could you not want me no more? I did everything you wanted me to do. I was everything you wanted me to be. And it was like you didn't have an identity. You didn't do everything you wanted to do. You didn't be everything you wanted to be. You became who you thought they wanted you to become, while the whole time they're desperately trying so hard not to be that person. That's the problem. That's why you need to know who you are. When a person does not know who they are upon entering a relationship, it's highly likely that their partner will create the narrative for them. It is also possible for one to lose sight of themselves and who they are if they're intertwined with a narcissistic individual. In any instance, you can't afford to have the slightest bit of reluctancy in regards to your individuality. Sorry, y'all. Create your narrative before life creates it for you. So it's like, you don't want to end up in a place that you don't want to be. Nobody want to end up in a place that they don't want to be. And that's pretty simple. Nobody wants to end up in a place that they don't want to be. Your partner can create that narrative for you because all they got to do is, if they know that you don't have any identity, then they'll tell you what you should be. You should go to school. You should do this. You should do that. You should do that. And what you going to do? You're going to do it just to please them. You're going to do it. Okay, so we have a reality quiz. Who are you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? What do you want out of life? Honestly, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? 10 years from now? Even 20 years from now? Where do you see yourself? So what's your definition of success? Here's one. If you died today, what would your obituary say about you? What's your definition of loyalty? What are 3 things that you consider as non-negotiable for you? What triggers you? What makes you happy? What brings you peace? What do you value the most? What are the characteristics of your ideal mate? Do you feel you deserve more than you can reciprocate? And why? Are you a reflection of what you wish to attract? What do you bring to the table? Can you handle rejection? Do you act out of anger or emotion? Do you have the ability to love without conditions? Do you have goals or aspirations that no one can get in the way of you achieving? Can you provide for yourself? What's your purpose in life? And do you genuinely love yourself? You really need to answer those questions about yourself. Once you do, it'll give you a clear insight of who you want to be. You're only able to draw in energy at the level you are at. So if you don't know who you want to be, you are either going to draw in other people that don't know who they want to be, or you're going to draw in people that has a desire to control, narcissistic people that are seeking out people who don't have identities so that they can create them for you. And that is one of the most dangerous things, that when you don't have an identity, you are allowing yourself to be open and available for predators. Predators as in narcissistic people who are seeking people to control them, to manipulate their minds. Narcissistic people don't want a person who knows who they are, who knows where they're going in life. They don't want a person like that. And if they do happen to get a person like that, they have a person with loopholes and with little air holes that they can pretty much break down. So if you're dealing with yourself, if you're dealing with parts of yourself, and you know that you are in a place where you don't want to be and you're trying to grow from that place, you're dealing with an identity issue, because you're battling between who you are and who you want to become. So that's an identity issue. If you have an identity issue, going into a relationship with an identity issue can cause somebody to create the narrative for you, because you're midway. So if you're in the middle of the ocean, right? And somebody comes in the middle of that ocean and they say, oh, the swim going to the land that you're supposed to be at, that's too far. You're not going to make it. You might as well go back. You'll be safer if you go back. Right? That's what they're telling you. But you dead smack in the middle. So now this person that you trust, you love, has came and tried to create this narrative for you. So if you love them and trust them, you're going to listen to them. Oh, maybe I am tired. Oh, you're right. Maybe they are right. Oh, maybe they know, because why would they tell me this, And now they're keeping you at bay. They're keeping you, like behind. Whereas you could have took that same energy to move forward. But because you are at a state to where you're battling with your identity, somebody else was able to come in and persuade you. So what I suggest is that figure out who you are, because the energy that you're going to draw in at the level that you don't want to be is not the people that you want to be with. So once you grow from them, you're not going to be compatible. And if you don't grow to the degree that you feel like you want to grow, you probably going to blame it on them. And it's just kind of best if you just figure out who you are. Because once you write your obituary, what is it going to say? Think about it. You are the only person that knows exactly what you've done, exactly what you can do, what you've accomplished, what you've set out to accomplish, the things, the dreams, goals, aspirations you have in your mind. What would your obituary say besides when you were born, who you were born to, who you're survived by, what school you went to, maybe if you grew up in church, whatever type of job you had at the moment, and then it starts putting pictures of memories that people don't even have. Think about it. If it's a picture of you and your mom, but your sister wasn't there, that's not a memory your sister has. If it's a picture of you and your sister and your mom wasn't there, that's not a memory that your mom has. It's just a picture. So it's like, what will your obituary say about you? If you can barely write it, what you think another person gonna write once you dead? And they trying to save paper and money, because you dead. They ain't gonna make it a whole book of your life like it should be. So you need to do enough great things in life to where it can just, it could pretty much stand alone in one sentence. You know? Create your own narrative. Figure out what you want, why you want it. And you definitely gonna grow. Don't even worry about dating at this level. Because at the level that you at ain't the level you want to be at. That's not the level of person you want either. Like, you literally in the middle. That person is going to keep you on that level. That's the energy you drawing in at that time. Get to where you want to be in life. It's not that hard. All you got to do is focus. Whatever you feed will grow. Whatever you starve will die. If you feeding other people and they narrative in life, okay, that's going to grow. If you feeding other people, you fueling them, and you got a narcissist that you deal with, and you encouraging him and uplifting him or her, and they ain't doing the same for you, or you can't even figure out who you are, then what is that doing for you? You got to figure out who you are before that obituary be empty when they write it. You want your obituary to be empty when they write it? What do you want your obituary to say about you? You got to create your own narrative and stop letting people create it for you. Who are you? What do you like? Not what they like. And just because you got some stuff in common don't mean you value the same thing. Half of y'all known the people because y'all like the same food. Y'all like the same TV show. Y'all went to the same school. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Who are you? What will your obituary say about you when you die? What will it say? Try to write it. Try to write your obituary. Try to write your obituary. That's my challenge for you. Try to write your obituary. And let me know what it says. Let me know what it says. And if it don't say what you want it to say or what you desire it to say, or if it don't say enough, you need to rewrite the story of you and stop letting another person do it. Because if you can't write your own obituary at this point, apparently you ain't going for what you want in life. What will your obituary say about you when you die? Try to write it down. This is the KellieKel Show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All the links are below to my book, to my Cashapp. Support. Love you guys. Make sure you grab the book so that you can follow along. Chapter 3 is on the outside looking in. Oh, and before we go, I didn't do the rap part for chapter 2. So this came from the album Emancipated. Where did you go? So it says, I'm always talking to myself. That's a given fact. Wonder if the God in me is what's going to answer back. Never second guess myself. That is what I lack. Take a piece of who I am, put it on the map. See, that's from my album Emancipated. I love that song. Where Did You Go is my favorite song on the album. And it just speaks about create your own narrative. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back for more tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. Drop everything in the comments below. And let's make this year a great year, y'all. Create your own narrative. Let me know what you came up with after y'all tried to write your obituaries, okay? You are now watching the KellieKel Show. Peace.